The population of Blue's little colony in the jungle has grown by 100% with the addition of Michael Joker Gentile. He is, of course, our newest addition, a contract miner, here to open up the mysteries of these here jungle mountains. Thank you, everybody, for joining me once again on Blue's Return. This is episode number 3. If you're just tuning in, there's a link to the playlist down in the description, so go check it out. There's a whole bunch of other helpful links for the mod list, the map seed, all kinds of good stuff. But we are once again here on the very edge of survival. Things are always tricky at the jungle. Disease is rampant, attackers are often, animals can go manhunter at any time, and of course with the thorough and exotic mod collection we've got right now, the dangers are tenfold at least. But as mentioned, Joker's edition is going to make things hopefully a little bit easier on Blue, a little bit safer here, but nothing's guaranteed in this colony. So once again, thanks for joining me, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're a new viewer, and we're going to speed things up, bolster our front line a bit more because we are expecting a contracted raid coming in a couple of days. So let's see how our newest members handle it. Well, I said it was going to be a challenging playthrough, and I wasn't lying. Not moments after I finished the intro did Randy hit us with a Neanderthal raid coming right at us. Let's jump in and see what we're looking at. A couple of naked Neanderthals with melee weapons, so not much of a threat this time around. Wow, that drop pod person from last episode is still alive. Huh, they're gonna die from malnutrition. Maybe we'll actually pop out here and grab them after all. Not for recruitment necessarily, but I mean, then again, they're not the worst pawn in the world. Pyromaniac can be dealt with. Huh. We'll have to give that a little bit more consideration, and I also might just forget about them. But either way, we need to prepare for another raid. Luckily, I don't think this one's going to be much of an issue, despite the meager front line we've got. It's not much to look at, guys. Don't worry. By the end of this, you're going to be very impressed with it. Nonetheless, let's just go ahead and speed things up from here. We've got these guys, no problem. In fact, I don't need to have them stand behind their little pylons and security barriers. The biggest threat is if they actually break through these tin metal walls here. They're actually steel, but they feel like tinfoil. When you're staring down the face of two nasty-looking Neanderthals. There's one. Don't let him get away, guys. Actually, that's fine. Oh, he hit my traps on the way out. You hippo! How dare you and your wide load, sir? Look, my guys, they're coming out to get him. Ride out and meet the enemy. Take down that hippo. Let's look at him. Oh, never mind. I was going to check out his bio, but he is currently dead, so his bio is totally irrelevant. We will go ahead and move these bodies. Currently, with our ideology being in its formative stages, I haven't done anything with the fluid ideology. We are still offended by these kind of unsightly corpses. We'll probably change that, though, as soon as we reform. So right now we're just dumping the victims here behind these walls. So out of sight, out of mind, kind of. But I'm going to grab Blue. Let's go ahead and just bring Merritt in here. Capture Merritt, please. Yeah. Maybe we can trade him away or something if we get lucky and have a trader come by. Otherwise, we might try and recruit him. Sometimes pyromaniacs can add a little bit of flair to the colony, right? Oh my god. Terrible timing. Poor Merritt was literally carried here. Unfortunately, I decided to let Blue sleep. He hit the sack as soon as he got the prisoner back here, and I didn't realize his malnutrition was that extreme. I should have, though, because it literally does say it here. Nonetheless, just a little bit extra work for Blue. Bad timing on my part. We'll proceed, though. It's evening, and Joker is out here scavenging the jungle. It is pretty fruitful to come out and occasionally search the map, looking for corpses and whatever else. We're also going to cannibalize some more of the structures out here, provided by the ancestors of the colony. the precursors here on this world, you might say, and also that draws our attention to the fallen monolith. This twisted structure might one day become an integral part, but for now, we're going to leave it dormant. But we will probably experiment and play with a little bit of anomaly. My first anomaly series, by the way, is linked in the description. I had a really fun run with it as soon as it released. But right now, the focus is just on survival in our little fledgling baby colony. And of course, like I said, we've got a lot on our plates. Oh no! Ah, poor planning and foresight on my part. Once again, the raid from the Poisoned Partners has arrived. This is, of course, I believe our contracted raid. Although, maybe not, because I don't see any raid things for it. Oh, okay. Phew, it's not then my fault, actually. Let's see. Yeah, violence per profit. It does say 4 days ago here. I'm not sure, but either way, they are just preparing for a while, so it's not going to be the end of the world. It's just our people were out here, like I said, reconnoitering some of the materials, but I'll go ahead and order them back into the home zone so that they're nice and safe until the wasters come at us. There are 2 wasters too, aren't they? Well, I guess we'll find out once we kill them, right? Alright, the party is over. We did get a bunch of materials back here, so that's going to be helpful. As you can see, we're going to need it because we have to bolster these front lines, make them as safe as possible. They're going to get a lot of use. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve too, some unorthodox stuff. No glitches or cheesing really, but anyway, let's see here. I wonder where the other one went. That's a very effective trap. We need to get these trees cut down. That's one of the things we'll deal with shortly here. Alright, so looks like the other one fleeing. Oh, did they try and come from 2 different directions? That's interesting. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm not even sure if we'd want a waster in the colony right now. We could probably... Yeah, oh good, this was the quest. Excellent, excellent. We got our medicine, but we could probably maintain a waster with the Psychite tea. Just expand our, brewing operation, but regardless, they are kind of socially awkward. Nonetheless, like I said in the previous one, we're not going to discriminate against any xenotypes here. If it's a good pawn, and if we can catch them before we kill them, that is, of course, we'll try and recruit them. Well, as I mentioned, we've got to do something about all these trees out here. What is effectively our kill box needs to be clear and without any potential cover for raiders. We want all the advantages we can get on our side and none out here. So you can see I've actually built some some roof supports. 4 of them here. That should allow us to extend our roof pretty far. Now, it's not going to be perfect coverage, but once it's done, I'll kind of trim some of this back so that the computer's not constantly trying to place roofs where it can't be built. But either way, you can see this will effectively kill any growth of vegetation out here. And one day, too, we'll start to get our research up and running. We'll get rid of the stone chunks, of course, as well, so they can't be used as cover. But another alternate thing about the roof support, which has a little trick I used to do in Dwarf Fortress 2, is the raiders will sometimes be provoked into attacking your own structures, and these are obviously outside the defenses, so if they do come and knock down a roof support, well, that's going to take the roof above it and drop it right on their heads. Oftentimes, that's not a fatal injury, but sometimes it is, and if there's 3 or 4 of them underneath when it happens, it can cause a pretty big disaster for the raiders. But, it seems like in recent playthroughs, though, the raiders don't attack these as often. But either way, it's still helpful, like I said, to maintain a clear and open killing field out here. So maybe we'll get lucky and see a roof drop on somebody's head. Well, work is coming along quite nicely out here. As you can see, things are coming together, kind of as I described them, but this friggin' thing was on the prowl the whole time, so you can see we're taking advantage of our embrasures right now. Okay, wait, it's coming back. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and kill this, turn it into a little pemmican. But, yeah, no, so the roof supports are almost done, and the good news is Once we get these traps up and running, as you can see, they're working on them. All the wood for construction is just laying right out in front here, so that's pretty handy. There we go. But yeah, I'm anxious to see how this is going to work. I mean, I've had this set up here before, but it's not totally refined yet, and of course it can be much more effective once we start adding turrets and stuff. But for now, it's just reliant on pure manpower. What beautiful, majestic creatures these Aves are. I truly love them, and when you tame them, use them as mounts, with certain modding, they are incredibly fast. It would be a real shame if some sort of monster turned the manhunter and set them loose against our colony, wouldn't it? Well, that madman has arrived, and his name is Randy Random, although he never really shows himself, does he? Damn it, as soon as we get our traps up and running, too. These stupid birds are here to try and knock him out. That's really the big annoyance with the Manhunter packs. When you have the Embrasure mod up like this and you do trick it out with some traps in front, as I have, you'll often see one animal, if it's a big one like an elephant, traipse through 4, 5, 6 traps at once. Luckily the Aves aren't really that capable, but they are a little bit annoying. Nonetheless, not much of a threat with the Embrasures. The real threat comes from tribals. When you get 150 mad Neanderthals all piling up on your walls, no matter what material you use, the Embrasures don't stand up for very long. It's time for some fun social activities, guys. The first one, a little bit of a trade here. This is actually pretty big for us. So one of the mods we've got installed is Altered Carbon. So this gives us cortical stacks, and I won't go into the whole thing with it, but it's a really high tech level mod. Basically can turn your pawns functionally immortal if you get the right technology built. And of course it requires growing clone bodies, but either way we're getting rid of this because it's kind of just extra wealth that's not doing anything for me here, this cortical stack, and just a bunch of other junk too, including some food, but don't worry, we can produce more food, not a big deal. And in addition, or in return, we're getting a reinforced barrel and a book for recreational purposes. Now the barrel, obviously we can't use that yet. We are still tribal, but I like to go ahead and get 1 or 2 of those real early, you know, and really that was the only thing he had, unless I was just going to buy some bulk steel from him. But that's also not a bad idea, because steel will eventually be used up, so it kind of helps reduce the wealth overall. Nonetheless, that will come in handy once we get our mortars going. Now, our second fun social activity is to check out this quest here. We've got some drifters. Expires in 7 days. They said they were banished from their home, or Flossie begs you permission. Okay, so one other person with her. I think what we're going to do is accept this. Let's jump over here. We're going to take a look at Flossie and Buttery. Buttery, hello there. What a name you've got, sir. 22-year-old pig type, fast learner, teetotaler, and jealous. Interesting. So jealous. Let me think for a second. There's one between jealous and greedy, which conflicts with the barrack setup. I think it's greedy, though, that clashes. So I think we would be okay to kidnap this guy, but honestly, I'm not super impressed with him. I don't care for teetotaler, and jealous isn't great either. Oh, now free mind. This is actually related to the Altered Carbon that we just discussed, believe it or not. Fast learner is good. She's 52, pretty old. Let me look at your background. That might decide it for us. Ah, darn it. She's not a natural background, so it still could be good to have somebody like her just seated right in front of our research bench and do nothing else, you know. That could actually help us get caught up. So, well, obviously they're here with us for now. You know, with these refugee quests, they can either leave, they can ask to join, or they can betray us. So I didn't note just how long they're going to be with us this time, but I think what we'll do is we'll wait it out a few days, let them just kind of hang out here. We'll put them to work. Obviously, I'll set them up. And in the end, if they decide to leave us, we might just kidnap Flossie and give her a permanent seat in front of the research bench. Ah, wonderful. Flossie has just discovered the mysteries of stone cutting. So, this is really our first real breakthrough, and I'm happy about it. Now, we're going to switch gears. I think we're looking for the vanilla. Yeah, that's where this one's nested at over here. This is what we're shooting for. Complex furniture. Of course, that will give us all kinds of stuff, including new storage options, beds, tons. So, we got to get this basic out of the way, but I have no doubt that Flossie is going to get that going, and it's going to radically change the colony. Man, like I said, I am tempted to offer her a quote-unquote permanent invitation. We'll just see how things turn out. I'm also not going to give them any ranged weapons. I think I'd like to force them to drop these too, because you never know. Like I said, these guys can betray us, but if that happens, heck, maybe we'll still be able to make out with the prisoner. But nonetheless, I'm excited for the extra company. The colony has just doubled once again, at least temporarily. Oh my god, check this out, guys. So we just got hit with the heat wave. Well, let's go to our quest panel real quick. Go to historical. Where is it? A heat wave for Bacchus. So this one popped up a little while ago, and I was like, you know, we've already had a couple of quests for Glitter World Medicine. I don't think I want this one. Trying to min-max the wealth, manage it as much as possible. So I deleted it, and no sooner did I do that than Randy just hits us with a heat wave without any reward, though. But man, oh man, he is a jerk face, isn't he? But as you can see, wonderful Flossie has gotten that complex research done. We've got actual beds for our people and potential prisoners. Flossie, you might be sleeping on one of those beds soon. More and more, I'm starting to grow attached to her. But let's just take a quick look at her. She is probably infertile. So even if she were to join us, there it is, 0% fertility. I think we can get around that with maybe some bionics, because I've got a couple of bionic mods and stuff. But also, I think we could use the in utero, whatever. You know, we could fertilize it and grow it in a test tube, essentially. So there's always options here in RimWorld. Even death is not final in this crazy, crazy universe. But for now, things are smooth, despite Randy's best efforts. So let's keep it going, speed it up. Oh, look at that. She's finished the next research. Okay, what should we go for? Guys, I'm tempted to blow straight through and do that right away. Let's see. Smithing is also important for machining, but we got to do electricity before that anyway. Yeah, let's get it down. Let's get it down, because in my experience, it's not time-based. Of course, raid strength is all on wealth, and he can hit us with a mech cluster or even a mech raid at this point, despite us being tribal. So it's really a race against time, even though it is not a time-based game in some sense. But electricity, that is nothing for Flossie. I'm sure her brilliant mind can figure it out in no time. Boy, I tell you what, I've been bragging a lot about Flossie, but good old Buttery has been helping out a lot too. He's steadily been cutting stone for us, and now we've got a nice little stash of granite and marble. Of course, that's the type we've got going on our map tile. And you can see we're replacing that fragile steel frame at the beginning there at the front of our embrasures with toughened granite. So it's kind of a hodgepodge of materials at the moment. But yeah, we will eventually get this all changed out into granite. It's more important to get it up and running. But as you can see, the form of it's pretty much in place, minus any turrets, of course. We want to get this thing fully illuminated behind the line so our people can see when they're shooting. But when we're still in tribal stages, I keep that to a minimum just because I hate having my pawns having to refill dozens of torches across the colony. So I really do try and keep that kind of thing to a minimum at this stage in the game. But oh, there he is, the man himself, Mr. Buttery. Yeah, I don't think we would keep him though after the refugees leave here, but he has helped, like I said. Now let's check out the quest itself. Okay, it does say departs in 3 days. I had forgotten the time frame, but again, there's several things that could happen, good, bad, or medium. Either way, I'm pretty sure Flossie's gonna stick with us. We'll just see how it goes. Never know. Nothing is guaranteed here. Oh no, disaster has struck. The refugees are leaving the colony, and I'm not even exactly sure how this happened, but Piggy here, what was his name? Buttery. He got killed by the lockjaw. So I had Blue and Joker over here hunting a couple of these big monstrous reptiles. I've described them in previous episodes, but they're good for meat and early game hunting because they're very slow, so people can outrun them. And you just don't want to get bitten by them because they do cause disease. Nonetheless, as we were making our way over here, yeah, I got the notification that we failed the refugee quest because Buttery died. But they were already halfway outside. We've got fire going on, but the raid's happening, so we're good. So I've got Blue actually ordered to get over here, and we're going to try and grab Flossie. Let's just speed things up a little bit. Oh my gosh, what a disaster. Yeah, I think the case is that these two, I think Butters might have been over there getting rocks to cut, and then the quest just happened to end while he was kind of out in the map area. And these two obviously went in different directions, so, oh my god. Oh no! Joker! He's fighting with the Snapjaw. This is what we didn't want. Oh crap, hold on. This is the worst possible thing that could happen right here. Let's back him away. This is more important than Blue trying to arrest Flossie. Let's see, yeah, so, oh, now unfortunately he's got lockjaw disease. We'll have to get rid of that. Whew. Come on, you can do this. Take him out. We've got run and gun. Should be... Oh, it's not. Why is it not installed? That's weird. I'm going to have to go and install run and gun. Not sure why that one didn't get installed with the rest of the mod collection. But anyway, we'll take him out here. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, it's installed now. I see it. Did it just literally pop up? Or I'm hallucinating. Oh, no. Grab her. She's going real slow. Actually, he might be able to grab her. Don't stop now, buddy. Don't stop. You've got 15 hours to live. This was a disaster. The lockjaw hunt has turned out to be one of the biggest mistakes I've made. There we go. So grab him. Come on. You can do this. Speed it up. Blue, look how quick he's going. Oh, yeah. Speed, speed, speed. Moments before. Yes. Just before Flossie reached the edge of the map, Blue captured her and is bringing her back where she belongs, safe inside our nice warm colony here. And I tell you what, the rain is not really seeming to have an effect on this, and I just realized why too, because I put a roof over it right there. Oh, damn it. Well, that's okay. It won't get much farther than this, and it'll just burn away that table. But oh, what a disaster on top of disaster. Nonetheless, there is a silver lining. We've got plenty of meat now. Poor Joker. He's not feeling too good, but he's still hauling in that monstrous beast. And we've got, fingers crossed, a new member. It's going to take a while to recruit her. Let me just click on her and make sure she's not actually, okay, unwaveringly loyal or anything. That would have been a disaster. But I think things are going to be okay as long as we get our boy Joker here healed up. The disease is annoying, but, I mean, it'll go away eventually, just like all diseases with the proper treatment and stuff. And maybe we'll even splurge and give him a little bit of our coveted Glitter World medicine. Watch the fire bear, buddy. Yeah, it's good for you probably to go around. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, I think we'll end today's episode right here. It's kind of a high note in a good and a bad way, right? It's been an eventful one, no doubt about it. So once again, thank you all for joining me, guys. I really appreciate you coming by for the series. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I love hearing from you. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more hijinks here. And of course, I will see you all on the next one. Hey everyone, I just want to give a personal thank you to my Patreon supporters. Their contributions help make my work possible, and I am tremendously grateful to them. I'd also like to extend an invitation to you to help support my work on Patreon as well. Your donations allow me to upgrade my PC and avoid the dreaded hardware despair. It also gives me more time to devote to new projects and create longer content such as live streaming. No matter what you decide, thank you for visiting my channel.